So this will be a review video that also introduces the textbook that we'll start using in this course. It's an online text and I think it's really great. And the advantage is we no longer have to wait for our physical copies that seem to be forever delayed. So the course textbook that we'll be using is hosted at interactivepython.org. I'll place a direct link on the course website. Here's the table of contents. Some of the stuff we've been over, but it doesn't hurt to review, especially if you don't feel confident in the fundamentals. This is the time to get comfortable with the fundamentals because we will be moving on to other things next week. So what I wanted to do is really look at some of the fundamentals and show how this textbook works and how the ideas can generalize to implementation in our IDE BlueJ. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and look at a very simple class. Because if you look at our homework set, which is due next Monday, you do have to write a few programs, which it's necessary for you to be able to code a simple class that executes a main method. So let's go ahead and take a look at the structure. So you always start off your class definition with this header. Public, turns out you can also have a private class, but we haven't even touched that subject yet. So we're always defining public classes so far. So we set it as public, we say it's a class, and then this third part here is the name of the class, and that is entirely up to you what you want to name the whatever class you're coding, but it should make sense and it should follow the Java naming conventions where we're camel casing the name, so the first letter of each word is capitalized. Following the header, we should open up our curly braces to enclose any code that is within our class. Now, at minimum, within the class, we need to have a main method. So if we scroll down here, we'll actually see the code example of this very simple class. And the cool part about this textbook is that the code is actually interactive. You can edit it, and you can also run it. So we'll take a look, and they have this second class. The name of the class is called second class, and they've defined it here. Within the second class, you can see, as enclosed by the open and closing curly braces on lines 2 and 7, that it does have a main method. And the main method only has one line of code within it. And that line is enclosed by the open and curly braces on lines 4 and 6. This line on line 5 is a simple print statement which prints a string onto a new line. So anytime you see a system.out.println, that means print it on a new line. Now, if we look at the argument within the statement, so I'm looking at the things that are within the parentheses, we have some quotation marks that tells Java, hey, this is a string, and the string is comprised of the characters that make up hi, space, there, exclamation mark. So at runtime, we should see this message, hi, there, with an exclamation mark. So we'll run it, and it says hi there. So now we'll take a look at how to do this in BlueJ. Show all. So I'm going to create a new project, and I want you to do this for every new problem in your homework. Create a new project. Do not keep adding classes to one project, because what you're doing is you're building a program with all these classes that aren't actually being utilized, and that's not a very efficient way of coding. So every new problem that we do, we're going to create a new program. Now in the future, we will build programs that utilize more than one class, but we're not there yet. So we're going to go ahead and call the second class. And we'll create a new class called second class, just like the example in the textbook. Open it up. We'll delete the skeleton that it provides us, and we will start in typing in the header for our class. So it's a public class, and the class name is second class. We open and close our curly braces, and class, second class. So this is just a convention. This comment here is a convention to make it easier to read and to see where the class actually ends. And then we define our main method. So it's a public method. The static and void part, we'll talk about those two concepts later on in the course. And string args. Now, just like the class definition, we have to create an open and closing curly brace for our method, and it's good practice to comment out where the end of that method is. Alright, so just like in the first example in the textbook, we're going to write out that single line of code, system out println, and then whatever message we want in these quotation marks that are an argument within the print line statement. So we can say hi there, just like in the example, and then we compile it, and then we run it. And then once we press OK, we should get our hi there. Beautiful.